Alright guys, today we're doing a quick video on dual carriageways. I'm going to show you a few things, what to do, changing lanes, how to join the dual carriageway, give you some tips on that. So let's go. So joining a dual carriageway from a traffic light situation like this is quite simple, because all you have to do is wait for the green light, and then now we've got priority to make sure the light stays green. And then I'm just going to aim for my left lane. Those cars that were coming from the opposite direction should have waited really, but they didn't. It wasn't a problem too much because I stayed in my lane. And check the speed limit here is 40, so I'm just increasing my speed quickly to 40, keeping an eye on the cars in front, making sure I don't get too close to the guy in front of me here, checking my mirrors, see who's around me, and he sees braking. So at these high speeds it's really important that you see what the car in front of you is doing. So if they're braking, make sure you start braking early as well. So I can see the lights are changing as well. I'm braking really gently now, checking my center mirror to see who's around me. There's no one behind me, so I'm just going to keep braking gently. And when I get to the light around here, I'm going to put my clutch down because the car will start shaking because it's in gear 4. And then I'm going to get into gear 1, keeping a nice gap between me and the car in front. And I can see he's indicating to turn left, which means it's probably going to take some time to move and turn left. He's not going to speed off like everyone else because he's turning. So I'm kind of anticipating that it's going to go slowly. And as I'm waiting, I'm just checking to see who's around me as well. See, there's a car behind me there. Just going to adjust my mirrors slightly. Yep. Okay, mirrors are looking good. So I'm just keeping an eye on the light. There's a pedestrian there as well. I don't think she will cross because the light's going to go green any second now. So I'm not going to try to swerve around this guy while he's going and making his turn, because there's cars on my left here. As you can see, he's not going as fast as the other guys, but once he's out of my way, I'll put my foot down on the gas, get into second, check my center mirror, see who's next to me, foot down again, get into third. And I don't want to get too close to the car in front, keeping an eye on these lights, making sure they stay green. I'm just using off the gas in case they change, but now I'm going to carry on. So it's dry right now, so in this kind of conditions you want to keep at least 2 seconds from the guy in front of you. And the way to do that is you choose a fixed point on the road, so like a lamp post or a tree or something. Like he's gonna go past that. Once it goes past, use the black car, actually the grey car in front. Once it goes past the green sign, I'll start counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm about 4 seconds behind him. And so you start counting when they get to the sign, and then you stop counting when you get to the sign. I'm gonna slow down again here because these guys are slowing down as well. Gearing down, checking my mirrors, because this road here, this lane goes off somewhere else, as you can see on the sign there. I don't know if you can see, but the 2 lanes on the right go somewhere else, and this lane comes off. And sometimes what you see is cars from the right lane there will come at the last second. I think there's one that just joined me from it's behind me now, but keep checking my mirror because it could be cars coming from the right lane again at the last second there. Okay, this roundabout we're going to go straight second exit, so I'm just keeping in the left lane to do that. And I can see on the floor marking say that I can use the left lane to go straight. I'm just getting into gear 2 as I approach, checking the right side from early. You can see already there's cars coming, so I'm going to go into gear 1 and I'm going to wait, and then I'm put quite a bit of gas on, get into gear 2 because it's quite a fast road here. Check my mirrors, signal left, let everyone know that I'm coming off the next exit, and check my left mirror out one more time. And I can see a bus moving off in the distance there, so I'm just gonna be careful with my speed. I'm gonna get into 3rd gear. Okay, I'm gonna change lanes to go around this bus. I'm just gonna check my mirror and signal. I can see there's a car, a Mercedes, that's just changed lanes into the middle one, so I'm just gonna hold back a bit until I'm gonna check again. You can see there's a nice space behind him now, so I'm just gonna take that space. Okay. Check my mirrors again, going round this bus, going past him. There's cars turning on my left there. I'm gonna keep an eye on the car behind them, just in case he decides to change lanes at the last second. So people in front of me are all braking, so I'm gonna slow down as well. So I'm just going to go back into the left lane, just check my mirrors again. The bus is kind of fast, so I'm going to You go into the left now. And I'm going past these guys on my right slowly. I don't want to zoom past here. For one, the car in front of me is going kind of slow as well, and two, you don't really want to go fast past the cars on the right there. I'll be undertaking. So when it comes to undertaking, you can go past them now when they are stuck in traffic and they're going slowly. But in terms of when the cars are moving freely and traffic is flowing freely, you're not allowed to overtake using the left lane. That's the definition of undertaking. You can only do that once they've slowed down, when they're going slowly enough. So the definition on the, I think in the highway code, is something like when the cars on your right are going reasonably slow, but there's no actual number for what reasonably slow means. So it just basically means if they're going slow because of traffic or because of the traffic light, but your lane is clear, you go past them slowly. You don't whiz past them. They could come out sometimes, which I've seen happen before. So they'll get tired of waiting in that lane and just zoom out into the middle of your lane, and then you have to slam your brakes. So to avoid that, or to minimize any sort of risk, you go past those cars slowly. Okay, I'm just checking my mirrors, checking the light ahead as well, just being prepared. I'm just going to use my handbrake here so I'm not on the brake. Okay, I'm going to get my biting point, a bit of gas as well. I'm not going to release the handbrake until the big grey car in front of me has moved. So like now he's moved, I'll release my handbrake. See, he's turning. I'm going to keep an eye on the lights as well, make sure they stay green, give this guy plenty of room to turn, and everyone ahead of me is braking as well. There's quite a lot of traffic here, so you got quite a few people maybe trying to change lanes. So yeah, sometimes when the traffic's moving like this, there's nothing you can do but go slowly, because there's nowhere for you to go. There's traffic in front of you, so sometimes you have to use gear 1, you just go slowly, and watch out for cars that are stopping as well and parking, like this guy here. I'm just going to give him lots of room, make sure that it's fully out of my way, and I'm checking my mirrors, because you see sometimes people swing out like that. Just be ready for that. So I was checking my right mirror just before he did that, just in case he did. I was hoping that he wouldn't, but he did, so I was ready for that anyway. So like I always say, being prepared is key to driving. When you can kind of think what that person's going to do next, it's less stressful because you're already kind of ready for it. Okay, handbrake on again. I can see the traffic's moving, starting to move a little bit. I can see the bus moving up ahead there, so probably we're going to start moving soon. I'm just going to get my biting point and my gas ready. And when you see people's brake lights start to turn off as well, that's usually an indicator that the traffic's about to start moving, because I can't see the light up ahead. But when you see people's lights, the brake lights start coming off bit by bit, you know that soon you're going to move off. So like now I can just check my mirrors, wait for that guy to move first, and then I'm going to move slowly. You can see they're still moving slowly, so I'm not in a rush to go really quick, so I don't want to get too close to them. I'm just keeping a nice safe distance between me and the car in front. Just watch out for this little smart car, because he's trying to edge forward, but I think he knows that I wasn't trying to let him in, but the guy behind me let him in, so that's fine. Again, as I'm stopping, I'm making sure I've got enough space between me and the car in front, so I can make sure I can see his tyres and I can see a bit of tarmac between me and the car in front of me as well. Okay, so my foot is getting a bit tight, so I'm just going to go into neutral, because I'm a few cars ahead, a few cars behind from the lights, and I can see the bus going across as well, which means right now our light can't be green, so we're not going to go anytime soon. But I'm looking out for the lights, for brake lights for the cars in front. So right now I can't see the brake lights of the cars in this lane that are beyond that van, but I can see the brake lights of the cars in the middle lane. Once they start turning off, I can prepare my car, so like that van's lights are off, one by one they're coming off, so I can start preparing my car. Checking both mirrors, that car's moving, handbrake down. So the smart car behind me is pretty close, so I'm just going to keep an eye on that, because I don't want to brake too hard and then he ends up in the back of the car. When you see this happen as well, you want to increase the space between you and the car in front as well, just so we can minimize that risk of having a pile up. Getting to third gear, still moving quite slow here. We're going downhill as well. So at the next traffic lights, I want to turn right. So to do that, I need to be in the right lane. I'm going to start doing that from about now. Check my mirrors and signal right. See a car there, but there's a bit of space there, so Andy's not getting closer, so I'm gonna go to the right, and then check the mirrors again for the right lane, and then once I'm in the lane, cancel my signal, and the guy in front of me is braking, so I'm gonna start braking gently as well. And I can see it's 50 here, but I'm not gonna get too excited and go too fast because I know the lights are coming up soon. I can see signs for traffic lights there as well. I'm just gonna check my mirrors, then I'm gonna signal right so people know why I've come to this lane. I'm going to turn right soon. I'm going to reduce my speed, and then as soon as I can, I'm going to go into this lane. So you don't want to leave it late and then go into the lane, because there could be someone behind you that's trying to do the same thing, and they're gonna turn into the lane before you, and then you can't go in there without having to like ask for their permission almost. So if you're the lead car, get into the lane nice and early. That way you don't have to negotiate with anybody about getting into that lane there. So this light here, it looks like, well, I'm not sure yet. Actually, I'm sure. So if you look at the light, I don't know if you can see, but it's got an arrow underneath my light, which means when there's an arrow, it means I can go without worrying about those cars coming from there. So you can see right now I've got a red, and they've got a green light. So that gives you a good idea that when it's time for us to go, they should have a red light. Also, the arrow confirms that, or the green arrow shows you that. If it's just a normal circle like the next light over there, you'd have to go into the middle and be careful and wait for those cars that are going past, and then make your move. We'll probably do that in a bit actually. Right, here again. So those lights are changing, so I'm just going to be ready for my one. I'm going to bit of gas, biting point. Yeah, so it's changing, then I can move off now. Yeah, I'm still keeping an eye on there just in case anybody has jumped the light, because you never know. You want to be as safe as possible. We're going to turn right this time at this traffic light. So we're going to turn right towards Mill Hill onto the dual carriageway there. At the moment it's still one lane, but as you get closer to the lights, you're going to see in a sec, the lane splits into two. I'm not going to do what that guy's done. I'm not going to go into the wrong side. I'm just going to stick to the right side of this until the lanes split, and then now there are two lanes. I can go. There's a bike on my side, make sure he's going that side. Yeah, now there's two lanes. I can go to my side. I can signal as well. So I'm just going to go into neutral for a second and rest my foot, because we've just got a red light. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's an arrow on the floor showing us exactly where we need to position our car to turn. So on some junctions you have to go there and wait in the middle for the cars going past, but on this one I know that once we get a green light, we're the only ones that can have a green light. It's just that I know that because of experience, because I've been to this junction a few times. But if you didn't know, you'd have to be very careful, because you see there's no arrow on this light like the other one. The other one had an arrow showing us, yeah, those guys have got red light, you can definitely go. This one hasn't. It's only got just the normal round light, which means you have to be very careful as you go forward. So as I go forward, I'm going to keep an eye on those cars. They shouldn't be moving, and I can make my turn. Yeah, I'm getting ready from now before the lights even change, because I don't want to be caught off guard once we get a green light. I don't want to be panicking and trying to get into gear. So I'm ready in gear 1, because I know we've been here for a while, so it's going to be our turn to move soon. Checking around me as well to see what other people are doing, make sure there's no one indicating to go from the left lane to turn right. So as I go through, I'm just checking my mirrors, make sure I'm not going to encroach into their lane. I can see those cars over there are not moving, so it means we can go. And I'm aiming for the left lane. I'm checking my mirrors as I aim for that lane, and then checking the speed limit is 50, going quite fast there. So it went from second to fourth. We can't do that. Next traffic light, I'm turning right, so I'm just gonna start going to the right lane from now. Mirror check. It's completely empty there. There's a car really far away, and I smoothly go in. So when you're changing lanes, you don't want to do a quick turn, because it's going to be too much. Just a tiny little turn like this. I'm barely moving the steering wheel, and the car goes into the lane that you need to. I think on the first, when I take learners on the dual carriageway the first couple of times, they turn the steering wheel way too much, and the car moves quite a lot. So if at higher speeds, you require like little turning to make the car go where you need it to go. And especially if you're doing like national speed limit, like on a dual carriageway, you need to be very careful, or on a motorway, you need to be very careful how you're moving your steering wheel, because a tiny move just like this, just like a tiny move like that, will take you quite a long way when you're going fast. So it's going to be just barely a move sometimes, just a tiny little move like that, and it's going to be enough for the car to go to the left, or a tiny move like that, and it's going to be enough for your car to go to the right side. Make sure I don't go over the line using that reference point. And the car next to me here, he should be going either in the middle lane. So my car's aiming, I'm aiming for the left lane. The car on the right should be going for the middle lane or the right lane. But I'm still gonna check my mirror and make sure that he does that as I go around. And if I was to hit him as well, I'll be checking my left mirror to make sure that I'm going in my lane correctly. Okay, so it's going to green. I'm gonna check there, and then I'm gonna keep nice and tight to the left. And then once I'm here, lots of gas in gear 1, change to 2 quickly, lots of gas again, because here's 50, so I want to build up my speed quite quickly. So now I'm doing like 45 in third, and I get to fourth gear. So here the lanes are merging. I'm just going to check my right mirror and make sure there's no one coming from the right lane there. Okay, now I'm in fifth, and I'm doing the right speed. Okay, just checking the mirror. So this lane here, I don't have to like move over to join the dual carriageway. I've got my own lane as I joined just now, so I don't have to worry too much about running out of space or running out of time and going into the lane there. So I can see a sign already saying traffic light 600 yards away. Just keeping an eye on my mirrors as well. Make sure that I can see who's around me. Yeah, start braking early. So remember I'm doing 50. I want to brake early. I don't want to leave it too late to start braking. I'm bringing my speed down gradually, and I know I'm in fifth gear already. Check my mirrors. Can't leave it in fifth for braking any longer, so I'm gonna put my clutch down, keep braking some more gently, get into gear 1, ready for the next bit. So as you know, lorries don't move that fast, so this lorry is probably going to move a bit slowly. So I'm not going to zoom towards them. So the lights are changing. Check around me. Gas, clutch to the biting point, hold it for a few seconds. So even though it's a dual carriageway, I don't want to like bring my clutch up really quickly. I still want to do it smoothly. And then at the next traffic lights, I'm going to turn right. So I'm going to check my mirrors and then signal right. Space there, I'm going to take it. The car in front of me is going kind of slow. I'm going to go to the right lane again. I can see there's a nice space there. So that car in the middle shouldn't be going that slowly. I'm just going to keep an eye on him. I can go around him because I'm on the right side. But if he wants to go that slow, he should really be in the left lane. I'm going to signal right again to let people know that I'm turning right. So I'm just going to start slowing down, get into the slip road. So you see this traffic light is a bit different for turning right. See, there's no arrow, so this car, that the Porsche in front of me, is waiting in the middle, waiting to turn. If I was him, I wouldn't have gone that far forward, because you want to leave space for cars that are coming from there turning into that road as well. So right now we're just waiting for that traffic to stop, so like it is now, so he should be moving. Yeah, just gonna check my mirror, and then we're off. The lights towards the dual carriageway. So mirror, and then signal left. So remember, this is the easy one really. We're just turning left. We've got priority over the cars that are coming from that direction that are turning this way as well. So cars that are coming from up the hill over there that are turning, we have to wait for us. But sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just aim for the middle or the right lane because they expect you to go in the left lane, I guess. But they should wait. Okay, just check my mirrors, and I'm gonna make my turn. to help you keep in the middle of your lane, you can use reference points. So for me, as I'm driving along, I'll show you in a straight bit so it's easier for you to see. Okay, coming into some traffic, so get into a lower gear because I need to slow down. Getting into second here because I'm doing at 20 miles an hour. Bring my clutch up smoothly. Keeping an eye on those lights, make sure that they stay green. Don't want to go then too fast. Once I get here, I'm not going to stop even if they start changing because I've gone past the point of no return. Okay, so I'm going to show you a reference point. So for me, as I'm driving along, this line here that's dividing this lane and that lane is just in the corner of my windscreen there. That's how I know that I'm in the right position. If that line is too far this way, then that would mean that I'm over to the right side too much. Or if I see it like way over to the corner over there, too far in that corner, it's going to mean that I'm too far towards the left and I could potentially hit the curb. I can use the curb as a reference as well. So if I look at it now, right now the curb is right in the middle of my windscreen, which means I'm in the middle of my lane. The reference point changes depending on how tall you are and how you sit in the car, so you have to figure out your reference point for this, but it's going to be roughly the same, but you can figure it out with your instructor. Okay, see quite a lot of traffic building up in my lane there, so I'm just checking my mirrors, reducing my speed. Getting into second. Yeah, I think I'm going to show you as well how to join. Now, let me come off this dual carriageway actually. So signal left. So if I was going faster, I probably would have signaled a bit earlier, depending on whether there was any roads between me and this road or not. I'm going to show you how to join from a side road now. So this one can be a bit trickier sometimes, especially because there's no lights or anything to help you. You need to use your judgment to see when to go in. It's kind of difficult because people are going really fast here, potentially. So I'm going to approach it and start looking already, but I'm approaching in gear 1. Oh, there's no one there, so it's nice and easy. A bit too easy. I was hoping for a bit of a challenge this I could show you, maybe later on. Okay, so I'll go a bit faster. Now I'm going to turn right at the next traffic lights. Mirror, mirror, signal. Get into 4, check my mirrors again, and smoothly into the right lane as I'm checking my mirror again. So what you don't want to do is check the mirror once and then go into the lane. You need to keep checking that mirror and make sure that there's no one there as you're going into the lane. So here I'm hoping I can do a U-turn. Yes, there's no sign saying I can't do a U-turn, so I'm going to do a U-turn here. So I'm looking at all the signs. There's no sign saying no U-turns allowed, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm still going to go around and aim for the left lane, and as I do that, I'm going to make sure that I'm checking my mirrors, because the people behind me will be thinking that I'm just making a normal right turn, but based on my speed they should be aware that I'm not doing that. So, but just in case, I'm going to check my mirrors anyway, in case they want to maybe go into the side with me, or maybe they're doing a U-turn as well, so I need to be aware of that. Okay, still got my signal on. Looks like those guys should be moving now. Yep. Keeping an eye on that light. I'm just gonna, yeah, it's going to red, so I'm just gonna start slowing down early. And wait, handbrake neutral. Yeah, so as I'm here, I know I always say this, but I'm constantly scanning around me. You want to be aware. So that guy just crossed the road there. If he was to cross at the same time as I wanted to move, I need to be aware of that. So if I was looking around now and I saw somebody waiting just on the corner there, I'm going to be wary about what they're going to do, because they might think that I'm just going to go over there and not realize that I'm actually making a U-turn. Also, it's going to be quite sharp here as well, so I probably won't go that fast to make this turn. Yeah, so those guys have got a green now. Keep checking my surroundings. I might give you another reference point and example again, just so I can show you where to position the car in the middle of your lane. Okay, once these guys have stopped, it's going to be our turn, I think. So yeah, they're getting a red light. It's green for us. I'm going to make my move. Check my mirror. Check over your shoulder, that's it. And now I can check my mirrors and speed up. So don't be afraid to put your foot down on the gas to get the speed up quickly. A lot of learners press the gas too lightly here. This is where you want to really use quite a lot of gas, so that you get the car moving quickly. Otherwise you're going to pick up the pace way too slowly. Yeah, so if you look at the reference point, so right now the center line is just on the corner of the windscreen for me here. Hopefully that's where it is on the camera as well. And for the curb, I can use the curb as a reference as well. It's in the middle of the windscreen, just on the left of that little bumpy thing there. I think that's a rain sensor. Okay, and when you're following signs, as you can see, they're quite big. You want to look at them nice and early, but I've seen some people stare at the sign too much and then they lose control of where the car is going. You don't want to do that. So when you're driving along and you're looking for signs, quick glance and then look forward again, quick glance and then look forward again. Just like when you're doing your mirrors too, you don't want to look at the mirrors for too long, because you're going to lose a sense of where your car is actually going and you can veer off into the wrong lane. Because remember I was saying to you earlier before, if you just turn a tiny bit, the car's going to go quite a long way. So if you're not paying attention to where you're going and you're looking at the mirror for too long, it's just a tiny move like that, it's going to make you start drifting into the lane without you realizing, and if you don't realize soon enough, it could be a problem. So a way to avoid that really is just quick glance and look forward, quick glance, look forward. So you're getting the information in bits. You're not getting all your information in one go. You're not just staring at the mirror trying to analyze, oh, where's that car, how far is it, how fast is it moving, how far is it. You're doing that in small chunks. So that car's there, look forward. How far is he? Look forward. He's getting closer, look forward. He's not moving closer, look forward. Okay, I can go, that kind of thing, rather than just looking at it too long. It will save you. Also, when you're changing lanes as well, don't hold your steering wheel too tight, because that will tend to make your car swerve. Just hold it loosely, because most of the time if the car's in good condition, it should go in a straight line if you don't move the steering wheel. So like now, if I don't touch the steering wheel, see, the car goes in a straight line. Okay, I can see a lorry moving kind of slowly in front of me, so in a bit I'll probably be thinking about overtaking him. Just checking around. I'm not in a rush right now because there's lots going on around me. Okay, so I can see a bit of space there. I'm just gonna use my mirrors and signal. I can increase my speed, can increase my gears. So I can see he's in his own lane. I'm not worried about him too much. I'm just gonna keep in the middle of my lane. And when I'm going back to the left, I don't want to go back too soon. I want to be able to see him in the mirror first, and also I don't want to go back when there's a slip road joining this dual carriageway. So I can see there's a slip road there where that black car's coming from, so I'm not going to go into that lane now. It's a bit unfair on him, and it's dangerous as well. So I'm just gonna, now I've gone past the signal, I'm gonna check both mirrors, signal left. I can see there's no one in that lane, and I'm off into the left. So yeah, you always want to drive in the left when it's clear like this. Don't drive in the middle lane or the right lane. The right lane and the middle lane are for overtaking. So if you're not overtaking and the road is clear like this, or you're not turning right, you should be in the left lane. Okay, so here we're gonna follow signs for Hatfield, which is gonna be, let's see. So Hatfield, the north, is gonna be straight second exit. So I can see already people already took a quick glance at the signs. I know that's a roundabout, straight second exit. And then I'm paying attention to what's happening in front. People are slowing down. I'm slowing down too, keeping a nice distance, thinking about my gears, and into one. Check around me. So when you're entering a roundabout on a fast road like this, you still want to reduce your speed. Even though it's a 50, you don't want to be doing 50 miles an hour going through a roundabout. It's dangerous. So you should still aim to get into second gear and go around it at a good pace, not too fast, otherwise you end up hurting yourself. So I know I'm going straight second exit, so I'm just going to keep left the whole time, and then I'm going to signal left as I'm coming off. So look out for the video for bigger roundabouts, which I'll do shortly. So okay, it says green. I don't have to worry too much. I'm just still going to have a look on the right, just in case somebody's missed that light. I'm going to get into second, and then I'm going to signal left. Now I can see cars on my right here trying to join this lane, so I'm going to be careful, because I think their lane is partially blocked by other cars. So I'm just going to check my right mirror. And done. So the bus is pulling over. I'm just going to give him some space. Don't know how much space he's going to need, so I'm just going to signal just in case I can go around him. Check my right mirror. There's too many cars on the right there, and you see this, he's still a bit in my lane, so I'm just going to take my time until he straightens himself out. I'm going to cancel my signal, and I can move. So with buses, you don't know how much space they will need to go into the bus stop, so just be careful. Hopefully it's not going to be empty this time on the dual carriageway like before, so I can show you where to go. And you can see on as you approach, you've got arrows telling you can only turn left here, so that will give you a heads up so you don't try to turn right onto the dual carriageway there. Okay, so I can see good, so I can see there's a car coming, so I'm not going to go in front of him because I don't want to slow him down. I'm paying attention mainly to the cars in this lane, on the left lane. I can see there's quite a lot here already, and I'm not too far into the junction as well, because I don't want to get into that lane because it could be quite dangerous. Okay, just keep looking at them. I'm not in a rush, because I don't want to slow anybody down, but once I do decide, I'm going to be careful that I don't swing into the other lane as I turn. So I'll probably look for a good gap here, because it's going to be difficult to do that without going too fast. I mean, it's going to be difficult to do that if I go too fast, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to come out of it kind of slow and controlled. Hopefully I'll get a little break up there. So I can see behind that lorry or van, there's a gap. After this silver car, yeah, I'm going to take this gap. It's a nice big gap. Check my left before I move. Then I'm going to take it and turn. I think even the car there slowed down, the one on the right. I'm not sure. I think it slowed down just to make sure I didn't go too far into his lane. Nah, maybe not actually. Okay. So I'm going to be turning right, third exit, and this lane, this roundabout, this lane is best for that. I can use either the left one or this one, the middle one, or the right one, but I'm going to use this one because this one takes me and you can see on the floor there, it's going to take me to the A1 as well, but it also takes me to the left lane of the dual carriageway over there, which is what we want. So if you do end up using another lane and you end up in the middle lane or the right lane, you just take your time to do it safely and move over to the left. Don't stay in the lane for too long if it's clear, but also don't rush to go in the left because you realized that you're in the left lane. You want to be safe first before anything else. So if it's not safe, just stay in the lane that you are, stay in the lane that you already are, and keep moving. Okay, I'm just checking my mirrors here as well, because some people get confused what lane they're in here, so I'm just making sure no one's going to be in my lane. I'm also checking the light, make sure it's still green, and it is, so I can carry on going through. And then once I'm here, I'm making sure I stay in my lane. My signal's still on right, so people know that I'm going towards the right. I'm just checking, make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So this guy should be going around as well. And then once I go past this exit, I'm going to signal left, and I'm going to position myself as far left as I can, like that. And now I can increase my speed. Checking my mirrors again. Into fifth. So with this kind of driving, you want to be looking really far into the distance. Make sure that you can see what's happening, because what's happening over there will affect you. Don't think, oh, it's miles away, that's not gonna affect me, it's not my problem. It could be, because those cars will have to slow down, then they slow down, then it's gonna make you slow down too. And as I'm driving here, I'm not really thinking about changing lanes at the moment, but I'm still checking into who's around me, just in case something happens and I need to do something. You just want to be aware who's next to you, how fast they're going. Checking my mirrors every now and again, my center mirror, my right mirror, even my left mirror sometimes as well, just make sure what's going on there. I'm gonna turn right at the next roundabout, right fourth exit. So I'm just gonna, I want to change lanes. So I'm just gonna check my mirrors, and this guy's quite close, so I'm not gonna signal yet. But once it's there, I'm gonna signal now. Reduce my gear a bit so I can have more power. So that Mercedes is not getting any closer to me. So I'm just gonna change lanes now. I'm gonna signal again. Check space. So if you want a bit more power when you're overtaking or changing lanes, or if you need to get a bit more acceleration, you want to get down. So if you're in fourth and you're trying to go a bit quicker, you get down to third, because that will give you more of a boost. Yeah. Okay, so I'm reducing my speed. You can see all these signs roundabout coming up. Slow down. Another sign telling you you're coming up to something. So 300 marker, 200 marker, 100 marker there, telling you you're approaching something, just to give you a heads up so you don't approach this too fast. It's a green light. I'm aiming to go over to that side where the petrol station is. I can see the green light is still green. I'm just checking the mirror, make sure it stays green. Yep. Once I'm over, sticking to my lane. And on these roundabouts, this lane that's coming up now, this lane on the right, that's for going round again, so I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to keep my signal on so these guys know that I'm coming over towards them. And once I get here, I'm going to check my mirrors, signal left. This lorry is going in front of me, so I'm just going to slow down a bit. Then I'm going to keep checking my mirrors, check my right mirror as well, and make sure there's no one coming from that side, and then cancel my signal. I want to go into the petrol station actually. I'm just going to slow down and then turn into here and get some fuel for the next bit. So whenever you're getting petrol, you want to know which side your petrol tank is. Nowadays there's a lot of long hoses, so you don't have to worry too much about where the petrol tank is, because you can always just stretch it to that side. But with this one, I know that it's on my left side, so I'm just gonna go really slowly and aim for my car to be next, my left side of my car to be next to the pumps, like here. Make sure that it has the petrol that I need, because sometimes a certain pump might only have diesel, or might only have like the premium petrol, which I don't use. I just use the normal unleaded petrol. The dual carriageway. So that's pretty much how it's done. I'm gonna go into more detail maybe on a different video, but hopefully you found that one of some use. If you did, share, subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff. So, and yeah, and I'll see you guys on the next video.